One freezing winter morning, just as the rescuer was heading home from work, they noticed something heartbreaking. There was a tiny puppy trembling violently on the bright white snow. He looked so small and out of place against the cold ground. Something about the way he moved, slow, weak, and desperate, made the rescuer's heart sink immediately. The person followed him quietly to see where he was going. The little puppy dragged his body into a dark corner, curled up into a tight ball, and lay there. It looked as if he had finally given up on finding warmth. The rescuer approached him very slowly, afraid that any sudden move might frighten him away. With shaking hands, they offered him some bread, hoping he would understand that they meant no harm. At first, the reaction was worrying. He didn't even try to eat the bread. It wasn't clear if he was too weak, too cold, or maybe just too scared to accept it. Not wanting to give up, the rescuer opened a can of meat they had bought for their own dog and gently placed it in front of him. Luckily, the smell caught his attention. He liked it immediately. The moment he tasted the meat, he began eating as if he hadn't had a real meal in days. It was clear he was starving. After he finished eating, the rescuer gently reached out and managed to pet him just a little, hoping to gain his trust. Before making a decision, the rescuer searched the entire area. They were desperate to find a house, a door, or a sign, anything that could lead to his owner. But there was nothing. It was just silence, snow, and this tiny shivering soul. It broke the rescuer's heart to realize that this fragile puppy had been surviving out here alone in the cold. He had been living off whatever scraps he could find in the streets. He had no warmth, no shelter, and no one to care for him. The rescuer waited a little longer, hoping someone would show up looking for him, but no one ever did. Realizing he truly had no one in the world, the rescuer made a choice. They couldn't leave him on that freezing snow for another second. They decided to take him home. In the car, the rescuer immediately turned the heater on high, praying the warmth would ease the cold that had been biting into his tiny body for who knows how long. The puppy sat there and stared with confused, frightened eyes. He didn't know where he was being taken, but the rescuer kept petting him softly, whispering that he was safe now and that his suffering was finally over. When they finally arrived at the house, the puppy hesitated to get out of the car. He looked around nervously, clearly afraid that he might be abandoned again in a new place. But the moment he saw the rescuer's other dogs, a sense of relief washed over him. He realized he wasn't alone. He began to feel safe for the first time. The rescuer let him explore the yard and his new home. Finally, he began wagging his tail. It was a small movement, but it was a powerful sign that he was starting to feel at home. The next day, it was time for a checkup. The rescuer took him to the vet to check on his health. It was sweet to see how he behaved. The rescuer couldn't help but smile at the way he clung to them in the car. He was seeking comfort and trust in their presence. At the vet clinic, while they patiently waited for their turn, he curled up in the rescuer's lap. He watched the people and their pets around them with eyes full of curiosity, trying to understand what they were doing. All the while, he stayed obediently by his new human side. It was a remarkable display of trust and patience for a stray dog who had never been trained. Luckily, the news was great. He didn't have any serious health issues, so they headed back home relieved and grateful that this little soul was safe and healthy at last. Back at home, the other dogs helped him settle in. They played with him all day, chasing each other around the yard. It was a beautiful sight to watch him finally experience joy and companionship. In the end, the rescuer never knew whether he had always been a stray or if he had an owner who cruelly abandoned him in the winter. But one thing was certain. From now on, this would be his forever home. It is a place where he would never be left alone again, and where he would always be surrounded by people who truly love and cherish him. If this winter rescue warmed your heart, please give this video a like.